be giving all the horses a bath. It is 90 degrees and they're itchy and the flies are out like crazy. So we're gonna do some today and some tomorrow. But first we're starting with Cruiser. So here is our little bath tote. We got some Cowboy Magic detangler for their manes. Got some shampoo and of course the squeegee. So also we're going to be rating each horse to see how good they do. 1 out of 10, 10 being good. So fingers crossed that Cruiser gets 10. I'm going to start on his legs. He's usually a pretty good boy, so. He doesn't even care about all the noises the hose makes. He's just busy eating weeds. We're gonna wash his mane as well. I know. We're gonna do some hairstyles. We might do braids or ponytails just to get his mane off his neck. You like that? You want to drink them? Yeah. Is that delicious? Yeah. He's not too dirty, so this bath is more just to feel refreshing. Right? Look, that rainbow. So pretty. All the other horses are just waiting their turn. So we're going to use this on his mane, tail, and body. And then also, we have these new gloves that we're going to give them a try. So let's get started. I'm going to put some here. All right. I'm going to do a little smiley face. I think I'm going to use my hands for his hair. Alright, so now I'm going to take these off and work on his mane. I'm going to wash his hair. I can't decide if I want to do a braids or ponytails because I'm afraid that Victor might bite off his braids because they play rough. They're just two little boys who like to play, so not sure what I'm going to do there yet. So I think ponytails are probably the safest option. The rubber bands would probably break and stuff, so. Alright, now it's for his tail. His tail is usually kind of like a rat's nest. It's not very good to brush. His tail dried off really fast. It's not even that wet anymore. So. There we go. That should be better. There we go. We are ready to rinse him off. So far he stood very good. Except for the bugs. He says they're terrible. Ready? Yeah. Victor's usually been pretty good at baths, so I figured he would probably get a pretty good score. Horses I'm not sure on are Victor and Joe. They're sometimes okay and sometimes not. His soap isn't coming off brown like it does sometimes, so he must have been pretty clean. I think it's pretty impossible not to get yourself wet when giving your horse a bath, because either the wind is blowing or your horse hits you with their tail or something. Now we just got to get the excess water off, because that can trap heat and it can cause horses to have heat strokes. All right, let's take him to the barn, and I think I've decided we're gonna do some ponytails in his mane, or I might just leave it down and I might just brush it. Here is an after of Cruiser looking all shiny. We'll go get him in the barn and get him fly sprayed. He is waiting for the treats to come his way. He was such a good boy, so of course he's getting a 10 out of 10 for his bath. And I've decided I'm just gonna brush his mane, because I'm a little too worried that Victor is gonna bite it off, and he has such a pretty mane, I don't want that to happen. So I didn't get his head wet, so his forelock is still dry, but we can brush that too. That's his mane all brushed off, but as you can see, his bridle path is looking a little long here. So we're gonna trim this giraffe's bridle path real quick before we turn him back out and fly spray him. I wasn't even gonna attempt to brush his tail, because that's just, it's a naughty mess all the time, so can't imagine what it's like right now. That's just how it is even when it's brushed. It like twirls into itself, it's like curly and stuff, so it's just kind of hard to deal with. But the bridle path helps for when they're wearing their halters and stuff, that their mane isn't all tangled up in it. We're gonna add some fly spray because he's wet, and so the flies are gonna be all over him. So this will just help him out a little bit. Thank you for being such a good boy for your bath. You definitely get a 10 out of 10. I let him go, so I didn't wait for him to dry, so fingers crossed he doesn't roll. Comment down below if you think he will, and I think he's gonna. Well, at least I didn't do it to make you clean. I just did it so you could cool off. It still hurts though. Yep, he's got to find the perfect spot. Are you next? Are you gonna roll too when you're done? And down he goes. Well, he was clean for 2 seconds. Now not so much. Oh, you're a better door than a window, Delilah, I must say. And up he goes. Well, you still did a great job for your bath, even though you rolled. Next is Miss Delilah. Now it is Delilah's turn, and she has all this white hair and her white spots on her, so we're gonna see how clean we can get those, even though I bet she'll roll probably like Cruiser did. She used to not do very well with water, but now that she's got her snack right there, I think she does pretty good for the most part. It's like a flip switched in her brain. She's just all good about it. She's checking out all that bathing supplies. think Delilah's even more irritated about the flies than Cruiser was.
Yeah.
Now Delilah is not one to drink the water like Cruiser. She just now started getting pretty good at baths. Used to you could only do it on the mist setting, but she's getting better. And all the horses are making rainbows today with the water. You can see where her tail has left marks from being wet now. Horses' tails are pretty powerful. I don't know if you guys have ever been hit by one, but especially when it's wet, it can hurt.
Yeah.
So far, how do you think her score is going to be?
I'll give her a 9 out of 10 for one pullback. But
Okay.
it wasn't like violent or anything. It was just kind of yoinked her head back. But
Yeah.
a 9 out of 10 for right now.
And she seems to think those flies are just eating her alive.
Yeah.
Delilah, I thought you were going to be better than this. You've been working on it. You're usually so good.
All right, we'll get started on the soap now.
You can really see how brown her mane is. That probably won't come clean very well, but you can try.
Yeah.
I didn't really scrub Cruiser's legs with soap. His aren't white, so they looked pretty clean to me.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not now after he rolled, but
Her legs are pretty grass stained right now.
I see that.
We'll head over to the other side and then do her mane and tail. She has a little prophet's thumbprint is what it called. So she has like an indent in her neck right here. And that supposedly means she is like a good looker. Something of the sort. I'll have to look it up, but it means she's something good, I guess. Which holds true.
So for those of you who don't know a lot about horses, horses' skin actually vibrates when they have like a fly and stuff. So right here you can see her skin shake, and also their tails can help them whack them. And also, as you saw, her foot can reach up there and hit it. And they also can just turn around and bite at their sides or wherever the bug is. So horses have many ways in the wild to get flies off, but we also like to use fly masks and fly boots. And fly masks are just mesh, so they can actually see it through them. Some people might not know that, but yep. Fly masks don't blind the horse. They just help keep flies off their eyes, because we try our best to keep the flies away, but when you're outside, there's gonna be flies. You can see Delilah's tail isn't as ratty as Cruiser's. Cruiser's just like gets twirled up and stuff, and it's impossible to brush.
Apparently she needed that. Okay.
Delilah is 10 years old as of this year. So she's our oldest horse, which it's pretty a medium age for the horses, but we have a bunch of young ones here. So she's actually our oldest at 10. And then Cruiser is 9, Victor 4, Reba is 6, and Joe is 5, along with June in her shed over there. And obviously Loon, she's 3 months old, so she's the youngest for sure. Now let's see if Peyton can get this mane clean.
I definitely won't be able to make it white. It'll probably look yellow. But we can try, because we'll keep it in braids as well. Her mane is naturally curly and it's really thick, so she has a hard time in the summer keeping her neck cool. So we try to keep it in braids just to help her. I think that's the cleanest we'll get here. This looks pretty good. Looks better than it was.
Yeah. Anything was probably better than it was. It's pretty brown, Delilah.
All right. And then she'll need her bridle path trimmed as well. But we'll do that when we go back in the barn.
Her bridle path always reminds me of like a zebra's mane. It's black and white like that.
Yes.
She's standing on the hose. She knows how to get what she wants.
Yeah.
She said if she stands on it, no water will come
All right.
off.
See how well we did here. I'm ready. Her legs don't look much cleaner than when we started, but I can promise they'll get worse when
I'm
she
sure
goes
she
back
feels
out.
better though.
Yes. She is the fattest resident here, so I can bet that she's probably also the hottest.
Yeah. She definitely does sweat the most. She definitely takes the big chunky quarter horse personality personally. She makes sure to fit that. Cruiser, on the other hand, he takes his thoroughbred side personally. He stays a little leaner and always has like a hint of rib. That's just natural for him. Yeah, Delilah can probably stay fat off of air. She reserves her energy for other things.
She's stopping the bath right now with her foot.
She says, "You gonna call me fat again?" Delilah, I think this is gonna deduct some points from your bath. I know. Don't you want to beat Cruiser? So far, Cruiser's in the lead with a perfect score. What's Delilah at now?
I will still give her a 9. I won't hold the stepping on the hose against her or the bug swatting.
Okay, I see. I think she's playing favorites, but from a distance, she looks much cleaner.
That's good.
I swear when you give a horse a bath, it just feels like the soap never comes off. You can just
never
rinse
ends.
and rinse and rinse, and the soap will always be there.
That's why their baths are very limited. They get cooled down, but baths take a bit of time.
Especially when we're not taking them anywhere. They don't need to be perfectly white and shiny. She is eating the weeds. Thanks for being a weed eater. I know we need to get on that.
farther up here than we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be back there.
I figured the nosy one would be Cruiser, trying to get into all the stuff.
I will say her mane is looking very clean.
It does look much better at the top. The bottoms, they're a little yellow still, but we're looking pretty clean on this side.
Except for right here. This might be permanent.
What do you think about that?
She hasn't done anything bad yet except for that one little pullback, so we're still at 9 out of 10. I mean, based off her past experience, this is an angel compared to what she used to be. She's broken several halters with baths in the past, but she's good now.
I think our rating scale will go based on each horse individually and their abilities. So Cruiser was a perfect 10 out of 10. Delilah, this is pretty good for her, except the minus the pullback. Because used to, you couldn't even turn on a hose around her. Here is the after of Delilah. She's looking phenomenal. She does have some bugs bothering her, so we'll get her inside once we're done squeegeeing and get that fly spray on her before we start her braids. This side held all the good water on it. Looks like there was some soap hiding back there. We got it off though, so it's okay. Getting the last of her snacks while she's out here finishing up. All right, she's all done. We'll go take her inside and do some finishing touches, and then she'll be able to go back out with her friends. Now it's time for fly spray. The bugs are driving her crazy, so this should help us be a little more patient while we get our hair done. So here is her mane, just after being all wet. So I'm thinking the style of braids we're gonna do today is just some big, fat, chunky braids, which I think look very nice on her. I like to do them about halfway down and then leave a lot of extra hair hanging down. Here's her before hair after being brushed, and now time for braids. And here are her 5 chunky braids. She's all finished. I think this should help her neck stay very, very cool this week. And here comes her treats. Since she was a very good girl, her finishing score is a 9 out of 10, but would have got a perfect score if we didn't have a little tiny pullback. But overall, that is a very good score for a very good girl. So Cruiser wins today's challenge out of Cruiser and Delilah. It was a very close call though, I must say. Delilah is all done. I'm taking her to the grass, that way she doesn't get a chance to roll in the dirt. But that is it for Cruiser and Delilah. We will do a part 2 of Victor and Joe there, and we'll see who wins. But so far, we're just going to eating. This beautiful girl and Cruiser's back there. They did very, very good today, and I'm super proud of them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out part 2. It'll be posted soon.